Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Walk the Dog Cinema. It's been a while, and me and the Roca are out walking about here and trying to get going. It's been a kind of interesting week, couple weeks here. I know I haven't posted in a while, hitting Christmas time, but I also haven't really got to watch a lot of movies or do a lot of things, but I finally got one in. And today we're going to talk about George C. Scott in The Christmas Carol. Not really a full, like a review, kind of going over a movie that I know it's that I really, really love. That of all the Christmas Carol movies, I'd hope that other people kind of, if they haven't seen it, get an idea to take a gander and watch this fantastic rendition of The Christmas Carol. So Roka's gonna get her walk in, and I'm gonna discuss George C. Scott's The Christmas Carol. Yeah, so talking about Christmas movies, you know, there's quite a few out there. I just haven't gotten time to watch them. I did watch some Christmas specials. I always kind of check out, you know, the cartoon version of the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Love Boris Karloff is talking, and just the whole aspect of that Chuck Jones animation, directing. It's just beautiful to watch. I can't go a Christmas season without catching that one in. Checked out Rankin and Bass's Frosty the Snowman. I love the animation style in that one. Jackie Vernon's a great Frosty. Another good follow-up I haven't caught, and it's not on streaming, but I own it on Blu-ray. But Frosty's Winter Wonderland, which is a sequel to Frosty, is another good one where he gets a wife. So those are always fun. But the other side is, you know, there's some great ones out there. I love The Bishop's Wife with Cary Grant. It Could Happen on Fifth Avenue, which is a fantastic little film. If you've never seen that one, it's wonderful. It has if you've ever seen The Parent Trap, Disney's Parent Trap, it has that grandfather. He's kind of the lead actor in it. It's a wonderful little film. That one I'd love to discuss somewhere down the line. And so, you know, there's some great Christmas carols out there. This one happens to be my favorite. I know kind of everybody has their favorites, but Christmas Carol is a wonderful book. If you've never read the Charles Dickens book, Christmas Carol, A Christmas Ghost Story, most of the renditions that I've ever watched, a lot of them are very faithful on one aspect. A lot of them, though, miss that it's really a ghost story. It's a Christmas horror story. Love the book in that regard. Not a big Charles Dickens guy. Read quite a few of his stuff, obviously, in high school, but even outside of it. But this one is written really well and done really well in terms of that. And it's kind of my favorite rendition. George C. Scott is a wonderful Scrooge, and David Warner is a wonderful Bob Cratchit, and you got Angela Pleasance, who's Donald Pleasance's daughter. She's a wonderful ghost of Christmas past. And so, you know, this one does a great job in terms of all that. There's some great, there's some actors that were in a lot of Hammer horror films that are in this. Michael Gould is in it. He is one of the proprietors who tries to get money for the poor that, you know, Scrooge kind of tells off. But, you know, this is one of those that I just feel somehow George C. Scott really captures the essence of Scrooge. He's not just this overly bitter person. He's got a lot of hurt and anguish, and kind of makes him really complex to me compared to a lot of the other renditions of Scrooge. You know, I have really like three favorite parts where that stands out for me. And that's why I kind of wanted to put this on here so people can maybe take a look. It is on Peacock if you have Peacock streaming, but otherwise there's a great Blu-ray for it too. And I have 3 favorite scenes. Fezziwig's party is just an absolute delight, them dancing around, but we really meet where Scrooge kind of falls apart besides just his father's pain, where he had issues where he falls in love with Belle. And you really see George C. Scott in this scene just absolutely show such emotion and depth with his eyes and his acting, where he realizes he lost the love of his life and how he had put it so deep within him that it made him unfeeling, and how gold and money replaced all that but has bring him no joy. And it's a masterclass in directing, in the sense of how well the scene is set up for George C. Scott to really act here. And it's not overacted. It's just so well shot. And, Angela Pleasance as the ghost of Christmas Past is so kind of hauntingly ethereal and creepy at the same time. And it's a haunting moment, and really is at the same time kind of tender and sweet when you really see how everything unfolds with Scrooge. It's a fantastic scene in it. And so another sequence in the film that I absolutely love is when the ghost of Christmas Present takes Scrooge to see his nephew and his wife's party. And again, you really see George C. Scott with just this great masterclass of acting, using your eyes, using your frame of reference, and just looking at things, and using hand gestures and facial expressions to really convey the pain that he's feeling from losing his sister who he really loved, and how all of this has haunted him. But at the same time, the sequence is just beautiful in the sense that you see what Christmas is about, getting together with friends, and you really see his nephew, how wonderful of a human being Scrooge's sister raised. And it's just this kind of charming scene with this undercut melancholy in it that just enhances the scene. And we kind of know how the Christmas Carol ends, so there's all these factors driving into this with just kind of this great Dickens Victorian aesthetic to everything. They filmed it all on old Dickens streets and things like that were still from his time. There's it's all still there, I think, even to this day in England, but especially when they filmed this, these are streets that haven't been updated since the 1800s in that regard. And it's just great scenery, and decorating for Christmas, and just really just beautiful in its old feel Victorian kind of way. And then there's another sequence that I absolutely love, when the ghost of the ghost of that's yet to come, and it's just this haunting kind of specter, but there's just this great shot with the light behind Scrooge, and he's kind of strolling towards the ghost, and we have the ghost in the foreground, and it encapsulates the whole kind of feel of the Dickens story from the book, if you've ever read it. And it's a terrifying shot, and it just invokes so much emotion and fear and everything that Scrooge is feeling in that moment. And we're kind of on that ride with him in this one. And I think those 3 scenes really capture why I love this rendition of the Christmas story. When Scrooge changes over, and George C. Scott really, he captures that glee, and it's so believable. And so it's just a fantastic rendition of it. I have other ones. I've seen the Albert Finney musical. I love the Muppets Christmas Carol with Michael Caine. In that regard, I seen the Patrick Stewart one. There's a great one that's kind of like A Christmas Carol it's on Hulu. The Man Who Invented Christmas, which is about Dickens writing this story, a fictitious kind of play on it, which is actually kind of interesting to watch. There's Mickey's Christmas Carol is always fun for a nice short rendition of the story. Goofy's a great Bob Marley, and obviously Mickey is Bob Cratchit with Tiny Tim, and Scrooge McDuck is awesome in that regard. But another one that I always love to watch within the Christmas Carol is Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. And for many years, I didn't realize it was done as a stage play until I got the DVD, and you see that he's going to Broadway to do the Christmas Carol. And so it makes so much sense when growing up that you didn't understand that, why sometimes it would cut to an audience clapping, and it was just kind of this bizarre thing because I'd never seen the really beginning or some of the interludes because it was cut for syndication. But anyhow, that one's always a fun one. But this is my go-to. If you've never seen it, I always say seek it out. Take a look at it, compare it to your favorite one. Again, let me know what your favorite Christmas Carol is in the comments. I'd love to hear and see where everyone kind of sits with that one, and or your favorite Christmas time movies. Otherwise, have a Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you all have been enjoying it if you can, and enjoy family, friends, loved ones, and everything else. And Merry Christmas.